A shocking incident occurred at one of Seoul's leading hospitals in the early hours of this morning. Sobs, deep sadness, and an atmosphere full of tension enveloped the intensive care room when the JIN family arrived at the hospital. What exactly happened? Why is the mother of Jungkook, one of BTS's youngest members who now serves as a cook in a military camp, crying hysterically at 2 a.m.? The supposedly calm atmosphere of the hospital suddenly turned into the center of public attention. Several witnesses reported that a woman, later identified as Jungkook's mother, was seen rushing into the treatment room crying hysterically. Her cries echoed along the corridor, making some hospital visitors feel distressed as well. It was reported that Jungkook, who is currently serving his mandatory military service as a cook, had to be rushed to the hospital due to a serious incident that required emergency surgery. However, the details of the incident are still shrouded in mystery. What really happened to the Golden Mean? How is Jungkook's current health? The arrival of Jin's family to the hospital, especially Jin's mother, adds an emotional layer to the situation. Reliable sources say that Jin, who is also serving in the military, appears to come with a facial expression that is difficult to guess. Does his arrival bring good news, or is it quite the opposite? Upon entering the treatment room, Jin is seen standing in front of the bed where Jungkook lies unconscious. According to an eyewitness who was at the scene, Jin simply fell silent, as if processing the painful scene in front of him. His face shows a mixture of sadness and despair, making anyone who sees him feel the same emotional burden. Meanwhile, Jin's mother looks unable to hold back tears when she sees Jungkook's hysterical mother. Mixed feelings were evident in the room, where these two families were united in common grief and anxiety. What did they feel at that moment? Do they know what really happened to Jungkook? The latest information states that Jungkook had to undergo surgery with extreme treatment methods. However, until now, the hospital and BTS management have not provided official information regarding the type of injury or illness suffered by Jungkook. Fans around the world continue to wonder, is Jungkook's condition so severe that he needs intensive care? Doctors handling the case were reluctant to give a detailed statement, only mentioning that emergency measures had been taken to save Jungkook's life. This short statement actually raises more questions than answers. Is this an indication that Jungkook's condition is much worse than expected? The news immediately became a hot topic on social media, with the hashtags #PrayForJungkook and #StayStrongJungkook dominating platforms such as Twitter and Instagram. BTS fans, known as ARMY, expressed their concerns openly. Many of them hoped that Jungkook would soon recover and return to smiling as usual. However, not a few have questioned how this incident could have happened. Was there negligence in the military camp where Jungkook served? Or is it just an inevitable accident? Until now, various speculations continue to appear, adding a layer of mystery to the case. One of the most heartbreaking moments was when Jungkook's mother was seen sitting on the hospital waiting room floor, crying non-stop. Some witnesses reported that he kept mentioning Jungkook's name while pleading for his son to come to his senses. This scene even made some hospital staff unable to hold back tears. Amid the panic and grief, one big question arises: will Jungkook be able to get through this critical time? How does the mother feel, who watched her child in a helpless state? Meanwhile, Jin's attitude, which looks calmer compared to Jungkook's mother, is also in the spotlight. But that doesn't mean they don't feel the same sadness. On the contrary, many argue that Jin's silence reflects the depth of his emotions. Some fans even considered that this was one of the most emotional moments in the course of BTS's career, in which friendship and relationships between members were tested in the most difficult conditions. Although there's been no official statement from the authorities, some unofficial sources said that this incident may have occurred while Jungkook was carrying out his duties as a cook in a military camp. Was there a procedural error? Or is it purely an accident? To date, these questions have not been answered. Moments like these serve as a reminder of how precious one's health and safety are, even to those who appear so powerful in the public eye. Jungkook, who had been known as cheerful and full of energy, was now lying helpless. Seeing his family and best friends gathered in deep grief, it was hard not to feel the same empathy. Now, the whole world is looking forward to the latest developments in Jungkook's condition. Will he recover soon? How did the other BTS family react when they heard this news? And last but not least, what will BTS management do to deal with this situation? One thing is for sure, this incident has shaken many hearts, both among fans and those who know Jungkook personally. We can only hope that the Golden Magne is able to get through this difficult time and return with a smile that has been a source of happiness for many people around the world. Outside the hospital, another no less emotional scene took place. Fans of BTS, known as ARMY, began gathering in front of the hospital despite the early hours of the morning. They came with flowers, candles, and messages of prayer for Jungkook. Some were even seen crying, showing how deep the emotional bond between BTS and its fans is. Hashtags like #StayStrongJungkook, #GoldenMagneFighting, and #WeAreWithYou became global trends in a matter of hours. Posts of prayers, support, and hope continue to flood social media. Not only ordinary fans, some Korean and international celebrities also showed their support for Jungkook and his family. However, behind all this support, a wave of quite controversial questions also arose. Many questioned whether Jungkook's mandatory military service was in accordance with safety standards. As a cook in a military camp, how could such an extreme situation happen? Another also heartfelt moment took place in the waiting room of the hospital. JIN's mother, who came with JIN and his family, was seen trying to calm Jungkook's mother, who is still overcome with hysteria. These two women, who are both mothers of two big stars in the Korean entertainment world, were seen sharing hugs and tears. Mother JIN looks very calm, but her eyes can't hide her sadness. As he hugged Jungkook's mother, they seemed to speak through their hearts, without needing many words. A witness said, "This scene is a reminder that behind the glitter of the entertainment world, BTS members and their families are ordinary human beings who feel sadness, fear, and hope just like the rest of us." JIN, who has always been known for his cheerful and humorous personality, looked very different that night. He didn't say much and preferred to stay in the corner, looking at the weak Jungkook with meaningful eyes. According to a source, JIN seemed to be holding back an unusually heavy feeling. His face exuded a mixture of sadness and helplessness. Some fans even attribute JIN's attitude to the sense of responsibility he may feel as one of the oldest members in the BTS group. JIN must feel that he is Jungkook's big brother, and seeing his sister in this condition must be very painful. One fan wrote on Twitter, "Over time, more and more speculations have sprung up regarding the cause of the incident that happened to Jungkook. Some unofficial sources suggest that this incident may have occurred due to an accident in the military kitchen, where Jungkook served as a cook. However, until now, neither the military nor the hospital have provided official clarification on this matter. If it is true that this happened because of an accident in the kitchen, then there are big questions to be answered by the military. What are the safety standards in the area? Is there adequate training for officers?" asked a netizen. Another quite controversial speculation is the possibility that this incident occurred due to excessive workload. As a very famous public figure, the pressure to balance conscription with public expectations is certainly not an easy thing. Until now, Jungkook's condition is still reported to be in a critical period. The doctor who handled the case only gave information that the surgery went smoothly, but Jungkook's recovery still takes time. Some local media reported that the medical procedures performed on Jungkook fall under the category of extreme care, which is usually only performed in very urgent situations. This has further caused anxiety among fans, given the physical and mental impact Jungkook may have suffered post-surgery. It's hard to imagine Jungkook, who is usually full of energy, is now in this condition. "We can only pray that he recovers soon," said an ARMY interviewee in front of the hospital. Although only JIN was seen attending the hospital that night, other BTS members reportedly continued to monitor Jungkook's condition from a distance. Some sources mentioned that RM, Jimin, V, and Suga were on their way to Seoul to support Jungkook's family directly, The closeness and solidarity between BTS members is not new. This group has repeatedly shown that they are more than just colleagues. They are family. This incident that happened to Jungkook became a real test for the strength of the bond.